Nice. Okay. All right. Welcome everyone once again to class today. I am very sorry about what happened the last time. Funny enough, I actually got admitted and my health crashed again. So I've been offline for, I think for like 8 days I was offline. So I'm just fully back this week. I have not even been replying messages or talking to anybody. I've just been recuperating, full shutdown, full resets. Now I'm back and better now. I'm back and better now. So that was why I could not contact you guys again to reschedule the class that we planned that we are going to have. But I'm back now. So as I said, let me walk you through Figma, and I'll be using the interface itself or a slide itself created by Figma. First of all, can we have anyone, excuse me a minute, I'm trying to connect my mouse. I work better with an external mouse. All right, let me share my screen so that we all can see me. Let me share my screen so that everybody can see me and we can all get this fully started. And we are still expecting more people. This number is still quite low, 20 of us, but we're normally 30 and above. We are normally 30 and above, and I would love to. Okay, quick question for everyone. How many of us are, so all this reply, just reply in the chat room. I'm monitoring the chat feed so that I can see how we are replying. I want to know how I'm going to take the class. If I should go all the way down to basics and show you everything frame by frame, or if I should just do a quick review and move on Figma. So how many of us have design experience, or maybe we were formerly a graphic designer, or we know some things about design. We have used a design tool before, even if it's not Figma, CorelDRAW, Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, any design tool that you have used before. If you have done any of this before, let me see. Let me get your response in the comment section, in the chat room. Sorry, not comment section, in the chat room. I'm familiar with Figma, Adobe Photoshop. Nice. Huh. We have some senior bosses in here. Photoshop, okay. Figma, none. You've never used any. Okay, okay. I need more response. This thing, now I'm not asking us to speak out. I'm asking us to type it so that everybody can respond. I'm familiar with Figma, okay, but I have more none than I formerly used Figma, but I wanted to improve more. That's why I'm here. Okay, nice one, Uzana. More response, please. I need to know I need to know my audience because okay, all right. Mary as well, okay, you have to watch the class 45 times. Okay, use Figma, but I want to know more and own my skills. All right, all right. That's why I'm here, and that's why we are here. Don't worry, you will all become senior pros in Figma. Zero knowledge in Figma, no wala, no problem. I will show you some tips and tricks quickly first. And I'll be using something that was created by Figma themselves. Figma have an education now platform or an educational section where they use to create information about how to use their tool. So I just saved this from, or I picked this up from their Edu platform, and I'll be using it to explain every tool one after the other. I will show you guys the shortcuts that you need to know also, and anything else that comes up. So can we all see my screen? Quick feedback. If you can see my screen,
Yes.
let me know in the chat. Okay, someone just responded. All right, all right. So you can all see my screen. That's good. I need to know if anybody is unmuted so that I can always mute them ASAP. I want this class to be just me. Okay, Figma is a design platform, and you have seen it at work in the last class, as you guys have used it to create some interface or an interface and some simple designs. Well, right now, I'm not diving into that. I'm showing you how it works. I basically used to share this with whoever I'm showing how Figma works. That Figma is, I divide it into like 4 different sections. This top bar, I call it the toolbar. This is where virtually every tool that you need is. Everything that you need is up here. The move tool, the scale tool, the frame, the shape, the pen, the text, and everything. All the tools are up here. All the tools are up here. The left-hand side is the layer panel. This left-hand side is the layer panel. Now, this left-hand side and this canvas, this is called the canvas. We call this the canvas. Okay, let me just type out canvas. Let me scale that up for us to see it. This whole gray area here is called the canvas. This is like the canvas where we do everything that we do. Let me use this one to annote this. And this section here that I highlighted here now is, let's call it the layer panel. Let's call it the layer panel. I believe you can all see what I am doing. So let's call this the layer panel. Now, this other section, this right-hand side, we can call it the property panel. Properties. Now, this property panel changes based on whatever it is you are doing on Figma. Can you see what I'm annotating? Like everything I'm highlighting, can you see them?
Yes, sir.
All right, okay. I needed to know if you can say, okay. So this right-hand side changes based on whatever it is you are doing. Let me show you that. You can see now I am on my, oh, okay, no, I don't want to add any new one. Let me stop. Okay, I'm on my canvas now. This is what it is by default when you're on canvas. But let me select this text that I typed here now. You see that the information here or the properties here have changed. Now it's showing me the size of my text, the width and the height. The width of my text is 1583 and the height is 550. The position of my text, X and Y, on X and Y axis, the position of my text. Let me show you how that works. If I move my text now, the position have changed. Minus 2000, minus 2459. That's on X, and on Y, minus 4049. If I move it again, you see that everything that will change. Minus 4113, minus 3122. So this top one is showing the position of your text. This is showing the dimension of your text. And this little button here is called constraint proportions. I will show you how that works very soon. Once I move to shapes, I'll show you how this works very soon. This is the angle of your text, that is the rotation, how it is, or how your it's not what it's not for only text. Same with shapes, same with images and everything. You can change the angle, the rotation, and everything. So let me rotate this guy a little bit, and yeah, the value in there have changed. Someone is unmuted. Please stay muted. Thank you. You notice that once I rotate my text, the value here changed. If I change it back to 0, my text will move back to 0. It is parallel. It is balanced now. I can change it. I can adjust it and move it 90 degrees, and boom, this happens. So that is what this first section is for. It is like the basic properties of whatever component you are working on, whatever component you have on your canvas here. This is the canvas. This is an object on my canvas, and I can manipulate the object anyhow I want it. Now, moving on further, we have, I just scrolled up, that's why you stop seeing that. We have layer here, and also, let me move back to the layer panel on my right-hand side here. Let me move this guy out of the way. Now, the layer panel on my right side here, I told you that this guy is called the layer panel. Whatever you have on your canvas, on your canvas also shows up on your layer panel. This is my text, canvas. This is the text here on my layer panel, canvas. So whatever you have here shows up here. There's a reason why it does that. It makes it easier for you to locate items when your design becomes complicated. When you have designed, you have added items upon items into frame and everything, it's easier to find it here on your layer panel. And if you name it well also, it should be easier for you to find. That is what happens here on this right-hand side. Let's keep that. Let's put a pin in that for now. And the more I add items to this frame, the more you would get to understand it. Now, because this is a text, there are some properties for the text. Let me remove this. Oh, I need to clean up my annotation. Is now hindering me. Remove. Good. Because the item I added was a text, there are properties for the text also. That means you can change the font face. In your class that you had on Wednesday last week, she talked to you about types of fonts, that different font phases, about the serif and the sans serif, because I took my time to catch up and watch the videos so that I can know everything that you guys have discussed. So she talked about the serif fonts and the sans serif fonts. Those are the two basic type, and we have different font faces. So you can change how the text and the handwriting. The basic thing about font is we can call it handwriting. So you can change the look and feel of the text by selecting a different font face here. Now, to identify serif and sans serif easily, she told you guys about Times New Roman. So let me change this now. So I will change this now to Times New Roman. It should be Times New Roman here. Yes, it's here. So I've changed this font face to Times New Roman. And the other one she used there was Poppins. So let me change this to Poppins. Yep, Poppins. Now you can see the difference now. This is a serif font, this is a sans serif font. Serif font comes with, let me zoom in more so that we can see it. Please, if I'm moving too fast, pull me back. Just drop something for me in the chat section. If you're not getting me at all, and I will stop and repeat myself. So a serif font comes with edges. Can you see? Sharp edges, sharp corners, all of these are attributes of a serif font. While a sans serif font is rounded. Like, I can literally complete this E as a circle. Meanwhile, this one is not going to form a perfect circle for me. It's more of an ellipse. But look at this. Look at this. Can you see it has more rounded corners? The M there is no extra on the T. There are no extras. Everything. If I increase these poppings more, let's say I make it bold, you would see it better. Let me bold in this also. I'm using that to show you the properties of text also. A serif or a sans serif font, when you are changing your font face, there are so many font face, and I would not want you to disturb yourself selecting the right font face here. That is to give we designers headache a lot. Let's keep that for now. We would come back to that. Well, for now, I'll just be showing you I'm just explaining or catching up on what we've done before. So for font style, there are now weights for font. That is what this one stands for, the weight of the font. Either the font is regular, bold, italic, bold, italics. Can you see all the changes as it's happening as I'm moving over them? Regular, bold, italic, bold, italic. Those are the basic ones, but there are still more. There is more. Let me go back to Poppins. Poppins has more option. We have the thin when it comes to Poppins. We have the extra light.
Thank you.
Someone is unmuted again. Sorry, I get distracted when I'm in different sound that is not me. Okay, we have the thin, extra light, light, regular, medium, semi-bold, bold, extra bold, black. The black is the thickest, and now we have them in italics also, as they have been. So these are the weights. So when you select your font type, you change your weight also. Those are the properties of this font. There are still more that we can do. This is the size of the font. Now, I've reduced this so much and it's small. The initial size that we have was 454.4. So if I scale down any lower, it becomes smaller, and you can go as high as you want. You can just choose to type the figure that you want in here, 500, and boom, the font has increased in size more. The font has increased in size more. So the font type, the font weight, the size. Now, these two are also very important. This is for letter spacing. I can apply this now because it's a single line text. So if I apply letter spacing talks about the spacing between R and O and M and A and N. Oh, I should not call this times New Roman, I should call this poppins. Sorry about that. Now this is times New Roman, this is popping. So the spacing in between each letter is what letter spacing works for. So let me show you with this. So right now it's on 0%. So if I increase this figure, I just increase it to 106. You can see what just happened. Let me scale it down now to 10. I'll scale it up by 10 again. So make this 20. We are seeing the difference as is happening now. So all these are the basic tools or the basic things that we can do with Figma right now. So you can see this is for the line space, for the letter spacing, sorry. Now this is for the line spacing, line heights, basically. Line height, basically. If you have used any word processing, any word processor before, you would have been familiar with line height. But let me just quickly show you how that works. I'll be duplicating this guy. Oh, please, I'll be duplicating this guy to have more text, more text, more text, more text, more text. Let's zoom out a bit. Let me reduce the frame size. Okay. Now, right now, the line height is on automatic. So it just gives you like the perfect line height or the default line height for Times New Roman. A different font, we have a different line height. So now I want to increase the line height. I want more spacing between each text. Right now we are having, what we have here is like 0.5 line heights. Yeah, this is what we have here. So the more I increase now, okay, this would not show forth faster. So I will just scale it up very big. Can you see that? So that gives the distance between each item in the same paragraph. or in the same body of text. So the distance between each text. So this line, there's a 200 pixel space before you get to the next one. So if I reduce that back to 100, oh, that's too close. So that means initially what we have here is about 120. Yeah, this is what we are. This was the range that we had initially. So this talks about line height. Now, this one is now paragraph spacing. If I have more than one paragraph and I want to space them out so that I've added my line height to 120, but I want my paragraphs to also move away from each other. You see that this is not, this side of it is not moving because this is the same body of text. Only the paragraph. I used my enter key here to start a new paragraph. Well, only the paragraph is moving down and the other ones are just staying put. This line, they are the same body of text, If you are with me, if you are still on following what I'm saying and it's still making sense to you, just reply with make sense on in the comment section. Let me know if things are still going well. So these are the alignments: left alignment, center alignment, right alignment. Let me just quickly duplicate this guy into 3 to show you that. So we have our left alignment. Let's leave it at that. Let's turn this on to center alignment and let's turn this on to right alignment. Okay, all right. Everybody's following. Thank you very much for that. So these are the we have the 3 alignments and I've used them all. This is the left alignment. Text starts from left to right. Center alignment. Everything you type starts from the left to the start from the center, not from the left to the right now. The center alignment starts from the center and spreads towards both sides, while the right alignment starts from the right to the left. So the text are starting from the right towards the left. So that is for these 3. Now, can't you, let me see the how I can quickly use this. Okay, in the space of, let me increase this. Yes, this will work now. I'll be able to, I want to use these 3, so that's why I'm changing some things on the text. You would understand once I start applying them in now. Now, this, while this one has the alignment, there is a text area. I increase my text area here now. Initially, my texts were on auto height. So this height of the text area ends where my text ends. But now I changed it to a freestyle, a fixed size. So I can increase my size anyhow I want and have more space to type text. Same thing with this, same thing with this. So when you have something like this, you can center your text in the text area. Can you see that now? I just centered the text. This one is fixed to the top. Let me put this one as fixed to the bottom. So that is how this 3 also works. We have more options. Anywhere you see these 3 dots, it tells you that there are more properties for the text or for whatever you are working on. There are more options that you can change them to. So when you click on this, it brings out all of this. Now, we have seen the alignment. Initially, we only had 3 alignment. Now we had the number 4 alignment, which is justify. Justify just try to spread out every item so that the left-hand side and the right-hand side are perfectly symmetrical. That's what justify does. We have the underline text. This helps you underline your text. And this one strikes through. It draws a line over your text. All these ones are the different kind of case that we have: the uppercase, the lowercase, the title case, the small caps. It's still uppercase, but it is smaller than the normal uppercase. And we have the forced small caps also. It would reduce the size of the uppercase, but it's just always look weird. actually. I have not used these two before in any design that I have worked on. So let's just say you might never get to use them. So vertical trim, we hardly use them also. Now, this is bullet and numbering. So if you need to, a bullet, that's a list of text that has a bullet in front, that's a dot in front. Let me turn this on to this, and let me turn this on to numbering. So that's what these two are for. The list spacing. Now that I have turned this to bullets, I can now increase the list spacing also. If I feel like I want my list to have spacing in between them, and it's not looking like the spacing is enough, so you can just increase the list spacing now. I've added paragraph spacing before, that's why we have 403 here. So you can also truncate a text if the text is too much, you just want it to have ... at the end. Most times we don't use them also. There's still more. After this basic, there is more. And here we have positioning, that's superscript, subscripts. Explore more and you will figure all of this out. I'm just showing you the basics, so let me move on. Time is not my friend, and I want to cover so much, and I've not even started yet. So let me move these guys up. I will soon be done with text in a bit. Now, this fill is very important. By default, our text comes in black, and it depends on the background that you have also. Sometimes if you have a black background, Figma will automatically change your text to white. But right now, because my background is on grayscale, our texts are coming in black. So you can change the color of your text under this fill too. This is the fill too. This is the fill property bar. So this is black. If I want to change it to white, I'll just type FFFFFF. That is the color code for white. And if I want to change it back to black, 00000, that's 6 zeros. Up to 6, that's up to 6. And back to black. So those are the color codes for white and black. We don't normally keep color codes in our head, but I just always like to know the color code for black and white. Sometimes if I'm using grayscale, I use D5 for that. And it turns my text to gray, but gray on gray, that does not make sense. So let's go back to black. Yeah, black makes sense now. So that is for this fill color. Now we have stroke, we have effects. I will explain this too when we move to shapes. But before I get back there, I believe I've been able to show you layers. That's this layer panel on the left-hand side. As you can see, as I told you, the more items we have on the canvas, the more we have on the layer panel. I started by adding canvas. By selecting it, the same thing happens on the layer panel here. I have poppins. I selected poppins. Poppins showed up on the layer panels also. Poppin is highlighted on the layer panels. If I select this also, it will be highlighted. Whatever it is you have selected would be highlighted on the layer panel. That shows that everything you have here are the same thing that you have on your canvas. To further buttress that point, here are some of the items I will be using to discuss today's class, and let me select any of them. Interface and basic shortcuts. See, I selected it from the layer panel, and it is selected here also on the Figma canvas. So I was just explaining the toolbar. Can you see? Interface basic, this is called the toolbar. And also we have the quick action buttons. So if you press on your keyboard, Control and / on your keyboard.
Hello, coach.
Someone tries to ask me a question.
Hello, coach.
I can hear you.
Yes, please. How did you get this interface? How did you bring this interface basis to the canvas?
No. I already have it on the canvas initially. It has been pre-designed on the canvas.
Okay.
That is pre-designed on the canvas.
All right.
But the same thing on this interface basics are what we have on our screen here. Look at this. Look at the top left corner here, we have the Figma logo, the pick tool or the selection tool or the move button, the frame, the shapes, pen tool, text, the hand tool, and comment. Can you see? This is directly from here. It's just a screenshot of this that we brought here. Are you with me now?
Yes, thank you.
All right, let's go. So we have the quick action buttons. Now, the quick action buttons sometimes is always very useful because it helps us find some things that we need very fast. Now, we want to locate where we have our shortcuts. So let's use the quick action button. For those that are on Windows like me, you press Control and /, Control and +/. If you are on Mac, you will press not the command button, this icon button. I think it's the command button also, and / also. But for Windows, Control and / or Control P also will bring it up. Can you see? Every time I click on it, a search bar appears on my screen. Let me zoom out a bit so that you see it, that you see the search bar. So Control / I press it on my keyboard. The search bar has appeared. So now I want to search for keyboard shortcuts. Keyboard shortcuts. That is the shortcuts that you can use on Figma to get things done very fast. So it's all on everybody's Figma. So you can just do that. Press the Control / on your Figma and type keyboard shortcut in the search bar. It should open it up. Let me repeat that again. Control / it opens up this. Then I type keyboard shortcuts. Or the keyboard shortcuts option itself have a keyboard shortcut, Control + Shift + question mark. I feel like that would just be a bit cumbersome. Control Shift and question mark on your keyboard will bring it up. That's what I just did now. So here, all the keyboard shortcuts are available on Figma. We have access to all of them. So the essential ones are the control, the one that we use to the control /. Initially, you press the Control / for quick actions, Control /, but there is the Control /. To pick colors, you press I on your keyboard if you want to select colors. You guys used that in the last class when you went to select colors from an object. I would still show you again. We have these are the essential keyboard shortcuts. We have the tools section, whereby you want to change your mouse to the move tool. You press V on your keyboard and your mouse will change to this arrow. If you want to change to frame, you press F on your keyboard and it will change to, and frame will be selected. That's what I use. I use my keyboard right now. The pen tool, you press P on your keyboard and the pen tool will be selected. I'm just picking from here. The text tool, you press T on your keyboard and the text tool will be selected. Rectangle tool, R, circle tool, O, ellipse tool, sorry, line tool, L. To add comment, you press C on your keyboard and this appears. Comment is selected. To pick a color, you press I and the eyedropper tool will be selected. Can you see that? The pencil tool shifts P and it turns to a pencil. So all these are the shortcuts. The arrow tool shifts L and I can draw an arrow. Now you can see everything is happening in real time. Everything is changing in real time also. The slice tool, S on your keyboard, and I can slice this section of the design. I can slice this section of the design and export only this section. It's like the slice tool on Figma works like a screenshot. Okay, I want to just copy, I want to just export this section of the design. So when you come here and you click on preview, you will see that only the section that I have sliced is being previewed. Can we all see my screen? Are we still with me? I need quick feedback.
Yes.
All right. Okay, you're still with me. So let's go. So that is what the slice, how the slice tool work. Let's just leave that out of it for now. Let's go back. Let me remove the slide I kept here. We do not need to slice anything right now. Maybe later in our design, if we need to slice something, we'll slice it out. So back to this. So I've shown you the Figma basics, that's this toolbar, the quick action button, and the shortcuts. You know how to locate those ones now. These videos are available for you to catch up on if you ever need anything. Okay, navigation. Let me see this navigating the canvas. As I said, this is called the canvas. This gray section here. And Figma canvas is literally endless. Figma has what we call an endless canvas. Can you see I've zoomed how much I have zoomed out, and all the items I have on the canvas are still here. And I'm panning to the right. I can pan back to the left. Now, to pan your canvas, I'm using this hand tool. You notice that my mouse keeps changing to hand, grabbing the screen. This is the normal mouse arrow, but at some point it will just change to hand and to grab the screen. Yes, I'm literally doing the change here right now. Or you can just come here and change to hand tool, then you can use the hand tool. But I don't like traveling all the way there. If you know the shortcut, why do you have to travel? So let's go back to our normal pick tool. Let's stay muted, please. Let's stay muted, please. So let's go back to our normal pick tool. So if you want to pan, you can see right now I can't pan because I'm on normal pick tool. But a quick shortcut is you can hold the the space bar on your keyboard, and automatically it changes to the hand. If you are using an external mouse like myself, or on your mouse pad or on your external mouse, if you right click also and hold down, hold down your right click, you would be able to pan anyhow you want also. Are you with me? So that's how the pan tool works. So now that we know how the pan tool works, let me go back to this navigating. I'm just quickly showing you how we navigate. So to pan around the canvas, to zoom in and zoom out. To zoom in and zoom out right now, I'm using my mouse. So it's quite easy. On your mouse pad, you can pinch your mouse pad and you can to zoom in and zoom out. Or you can use the plus and the minus button on the keyboard. The plus button will zoom in, the minus button will zoom out. Those are shortcuts. So you can use the plus and the minus button, or you can use control plus and control minus, the same thing. It does basically the same thing. The plus and minus button ordinary, or the control plus and the control minus. You can pinch, you can hold the control while scrolling. So those are the sorry, give me a minute. I'm being distracted here. All right. I've switched the phone to do not disturb. Now I'm back with you. Okay, so these are the navigating on Figma. Maybe I'll just take screenshot of all this and send to you guys. So now let's leave this section and let me go show you something more interesting. Now, text, shapes, and images. So I believe I've explained the text tool just now. I've quickly explained the text tool, the bolded one, the sans serif text, and the serif text, right? If you still need me to revisit that, say something now, but if you feel like that have been covered, just tell me covered, then we move on. I think I've covered everything in this text tool section. So now let's look at shapes. Nobody replied covered. Does that mean you guys want me? Okay. Oh, I finally found covered. All right. Okay. So shape tools, basic shapes. It's very easy to use the shape tool. We have the rectangle, the line, the arrow, and everything. So what you just need to do is select the one you want. If you want to create a rectangle, press R on your keyboard And when you push the button R on your keyboard, your mouse icon changes to this. Once it changes to this, then that means you are ready to draw a shape. And you see that the shape tool, the rectangle tool, is selected here also. Note that. So I've pressed R on my keyboard. I'm ready to draw a shape. To draw a shape, hold down your left mouse key and draw. Now, you might have a situation whereby you drew a shape and the shape has no feel inside. That is, it has no color inside. If that should happen, though it rarely happens, but if it should happen at any time, it means that you have no feel. So let me just show you how that would look like. Let me remove the feel here. My shape is still alive, but it has no feel. My shape is alive, but it has no feel. It is there, but you cannot see it. If I click out, it does not exist. Only until I select it, that is when I can see the outline of it, but there is nothing to see. So I can either add a fill or I can add a stroke. By adding stroke means that you added an outline for your shape. So my shape now has an outline, even though it has no fill. There is nothing inside. That's why, because my shape is hollow, I cannot select my shape from the center. I can only select my shape from the outline. So if your shape is hollow, you cannot select it from the center. You can only select it from the outline and have it. That's because I added a stroke. I can remove my stroke and add a fill. Now, when you add a fill to a shape, you can select whichever colors, but by default, this is the color that it would come out with. So you have this whole color scale all to yourself. And the color code I was using the other time is the hexadecimal color code. That is the basic standard color code everywhere. If you are to get a color from any site or from anywhere, the color will come in this hex code. That's what the color would come in. So if I'm to, let's say, pick, okay, let me just pick a random color here now. You see that the hex code has changed to the color code of the color that I have selected. The initial color code was D9, 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 sorry, D9, D9. So this is what the initial color code. So that is that about color. So you can, any color that you have used in your document before would be listed here. So if you have used any color in your document before, it should be listed here. So you're saying on this page, these are the colors available on this page. And yeah, that's true. Those are the colors available on this page. But if I decide to change it, okay, there's no, the second option is not active. That's in this document. There's a second for in this document, but it's not active right now. So if I decide to, let me pick a new color. Let me just pick a new color. So now, you notice that there are other colors on this page, but it's not showing up here because these are images. These guys here, they are images. This is an image. This is an image. It's not a design. This also are images. So their color will not show up here because you have not used them before. So every time we press I on our keyboard to change color, this is the tool that we are activating. And this is also known as the eyedropper tool. If you look at it very well, or the color picker tool, some people call it the color picker tool. I love to call it the eyedropper tool because it looks like eyedrop. It's like a tube that has a soft bottom that when you squeeze it in, it pushes out air. You dip it into a paint, you let it go, and it sucks in a little bit of that paint. So that means when I select it now, and I decided to pick a color from here, this blue color, it means that I am copying the color and automatically pasting it in my shape. So if I should use this color now and I close this and I draw a different shape, another ellipse here. Let me draw an ellipse here. If you want to draw a perfect circle, please always note to hold your shift key. always know to hold your shift key. Also, if you want to draw a perfect square, you need to hold your shift key. Let me go back to the rectangle tool. Now for a perfect square, I'm holding down my shift key and you can see 482 by 482 pixels. I don't know how visible this is, but if you have been on your system, you should be able to see my screen clearly. So 482 by 482 pixels. And I told you guys I will come back to this guy, this constraint proportion. Yep, I think I'm back to it now. So this guy works in a very nice way. Let me use it for this first. Right now, it is not activated now. That means that if I change the width, let me change the width to 1000 to 100, the height would not change. The height remains the same if I change the width. Let me undo that. But if I should tick this and select this option, now this option is selected now. If I change the width 300, automatically the height will change in proportion with the width that I have changed. That is it automatically calculates the corresponding size that the height is supposed to be when I reduce the width. If that is not clear, please just let me know. If anything is not clear at all, let me know in the comment section or in the chat room. I'm monitoring it, as I've said. So that about constraint proportion. You see that when you have a perfect square or a perfect circle, the constraint proportion option is active. So if I want to increase this now, all I need to do is turn this to 600 and the height automatically change to 600. Width 600, height 600. They both change together. I want to increase the circle. I reduce the circle to 400. They both change at the same time. But unlike the rectangle, if I uncheck this now, it would turn this into a rectangle. If I uncheck this now for this, let me change it to 350, and you see it is now looking upward. It is no longer a perfect square. So that is what the constraint proportion works for. I've covered that. Let's move on. So the shape tool allows you to draw shape, and most of the shapes in Figma can be used as other things also. That means you can edit the shapes and create something new out of it. This is circle. This is a perfect circle. But notice something. I'm zooming in very well so that you can see it. Notice something. There is this small circle here. Now, anytime you see this, that means that, and you can interact or you can further edit this shape. Let me zoom out. Let me show you this also. Let me select it. You see, we have it here also. It means we can further edit this. We can add radius to this. As soon as I over it, it's showing radius 0. And I can use that to change my corner radius or reduce my corner radius. So back to the circle I was about to edit initially. Zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. So when we have this means I can convert this circle into an arc. How does that work? Hold down your left mouse click and pull this in. Can you see that? The circle, it was initially a circle. Let me turn it back to a circle. Come back here. Yeah, circle. It's back to a circle. But with this, we can edit it. And I can even make it look like the Pac-Man. Huh. I don't know if anybody knows this game. The Pac-Man game. So this is the circle. So you can do almost anything with it. Now, you see that as soon as I created the first one, it gave me more option. Now I can further continue to increase this to create something nice like letter C. And I can still further reduce it more also to just have it as almost like a stroke. This is for rotating. You can use this to rotate your circle anyhow you want it. And this reduces this size, both back and forth. We can go in any direction. So that is for the circle. Let me add more shapes. Let's add a triangle. Let's add a triangle, or a polygon as it's called in Figma. So when we add this, by default, it has 3 sides. But as I said, anywhere we see this, it means that we can actually interact, we can further interact with it. So right now we can add more sides to it. So we can increase the count and have more sides to it. Or we can use this to turn down the corner radius. Can you see? So all this can be used when you're just trying to, let's say, design a logo or something. Anything can come up. Let's also do the final shape I will be interacting with here today, star. So let's add a star. And the star also has pointers where we can interact with it. This should increase the count for us. Sorry, no. The third one, this one here increases the count, and we can have a star with 20 counts.
Let it sink in your.
Someone trying to ask me a question, and we can use this to, this story looks like a stamp or something. I don't know. But as I said, we can manipulate shapes, and we can still further manipulate shapes also. Like rectangle now, these are not the only option that we can use to manipulate a rectangle. We can further manipulate the rectangle by pressing the enter key on our keyboard. So when you press the enter key, this happens. See that this was not here before. Let me go back again. This is how a rectangle looks normally. But as soon as I press my enter key on my keyboard, it has this weird line showing over it. That means, and automatically my toolbar has changed also. My toolbar has changed, so that you will notice how it happens. Pay attention to my toolbar. Once I press enter, look at my toolbar now. It has frame, text, all these guys. Well, once I press enter, it changes to pen tool, curvature tool, and paint buckets. When I press enter again, it returns me back to the default. But now it changes to this. Now, with this, I can add more points to my rectangle. I can add points to my rectangle, a new point here, and I adjust it in. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I added a new point, and I can adjust my new point in. Can add a new point here also, and adjust it in, creating something that looks like an hourglass. You can add more pointers here also. You can adjust these pointers here. So you can literally do so much with this. Eventually, when we are designing more and maybe we are creating an illustration, we would use this then. I'm just showing you every basics or everything that you need to know on Figma right now. What do I need to show you again before I leave the shape 2? What do I need to show you before I leave the shape 2? Okay, let's put a pin in the shape 2 for now. We've been able to get as much as possible here. Let's see what happens when we move to the pen tool. Now, the pen tool is like a drawing tool. You can use the pen tool to draw lines, to draw complicated lines, to draw complicated shapes, and all of that. Eventually, we would use the pen tool, or we would learn to use the pen tool so much, and it would make designing much more interesting. So I drew a simple line with the pen tool. Automatically, the stroke section in this section, in the property panel, is activated because I drew a line. So you can increase the weight of a line. That when you have drawn a line, you can increase the weight This is for the weight of the line. So let me make my line 5. Okay, that's not visible enough because you guys are okay. I've increased it more to 20. I've increased the weight of my line. So I can continue increasing this weight and the line would almost look like a rectangle if I don't stop. This is still a line. There is nothing in there. Can you see? This is it. This is just it. It is just a line. All that is making it look big is the weight to the left and to the top and to the bottom. So let me just reduce this back to 20. We don't want our line looking conspicuous. So you can add a start point and an end point to your line. A start point can be anything. It can be an arrowhead. It can be a triangle. It can be a reverse triangle, a circle, anything you want. You can have a rounded end of your line. That's a start point. Same thing with the end point. They are both the same thing. You can see, I told you, when you have these ... we have more option to explore. So you can convert your line to dash, and you can change it back to line. If you have any curved edges, you can make them rounded, or you can make them flat or bevel. So those are just what we can do there. We will come back to the pen tool in a matter of time. But right now, images. Adding images to your design is very simple. You can easily add images from here by clicking place an image, or you copy an image from your system and just paste it in. That is quite easy. Or you used a plugin. You guys discussed plugin a bit in the last class. Control/, and let me open the Unsplash plugin. That's what I use also. That's what you guys used in the last class also, which was interesting. Use the Unsplash plugin also, and let's just look for some best. Why is it not opening? My network might be slow. Okay, it's loading. It's running Unsplash. That's taking too long. So we can just search for any kind of image that we want and bring it in. Let me just see. Nature. Let's look for something in nature. Nice. So we can just, if you find the image that we like, you can just click on it, wait for it to download, and to be pasted on your canvas automatically once the image has downloaded fully. Someone is unmuted. I'm getting the feedback. So automatically the image will be added to your canvas, and you can now work with the image anyhow you want. Where's my image? Okay, yeah. So I have the image on the canvas. This is the new image I've added. Image is seen as a fill. Can you see? Yeah, it's seeing the image as a fill. But when you select it, it's a bit different from the color fill. This is the color fill now, but this is the normal, this is the image. The third option on the fill. We have the normal fill, we have the gradient fill, and you can add a video also. Now, you can leave the image like this, or if you want to crop out some section of your image, you can crop it out by selecting crop and just saying, I want to focus on the bridge in the middle of the image. So I've cropped it and select. See, automatically every other part of the image has been removed, and we just have the bridge. So you can crop out your image. You can tweak your image a bit here. If you want to just, let's say you want to turn your image to black and white now, you can just turn down the temperature. No, not the temperature, not the temperature, sorry, the tint. You can just turn down the tint of the image, turn this to 0. Is it tint or saturation? Sorry about that. I only use this to convert images. I just want to show you guys something. I know that there's, yeah, this is it. When you turn off the saturation, it converts your image automatically to a grayscale, that is black and white. Everything is devoid of color because you have turned off your saturation. If you turn it back to defaults and everything is back to normal again, the colors are radiant and you can see everything. So that's just the basic thing with images for now. And images can be added. Images can be, you can interact with image like it is a shape also. That is, you can add corner radius from here. You can choose to add corner radius from here also. Corner radius can be added to different sides. So I can choose that I only want to add corner radius to the right top corner 40 and the bottom right 40, 40. Can you see? Only these two sides have, that's not showing up very well. I need something that will be obvious. 100, 100. Okay, so can you see now? These two sides have corner radius. These two sides have sharp corners. Only these two sides have curved corners. So you can edit your corner radius as you want. These are the four corners of the shape or the image or whatever it is, or the frame. Also, you can edit four corners of the frame also. So let me turn this back to 0. Let me turn this back to 0, and our corner, our object or our image has returned back to default size. So that's the basic with images. Let me quickly move to the next page. Let me move to the next page, arranging, resizing, and scaling. Now, to arrange objects, very easy. I believe I still have an audience with you guys. Let me know in the comment section. We are with you, or with you. We can hear you. We feel you. Something like that. Just drop comments. Just drop chats. I don't know why I keep saying comments. Okay, good. 6 people already dropped. That's good. Thank you. All right. So arranging objects, very easy. When you have objects, no matter how scattered the object can be, depending on how you want to arrange them, Figma makes that job quite easy. Now, if you want to arrange all of these and you want them all to be on the same side, on the same line, all you just need to do is select the objects you want to arrange by holding down the shift button on your keyboard, the shift key on your keyboard, and selecting the objects that you want. So if I do not hold down the shift key and I select object, once you select one, the other one is deselected. But once you hold down the shift key, when you select an object, it selects the next one, it selects the next one, it selects the next one, it selects the next one. Any object you click on gets selected automatically. Or you can select your object also from the layer panel here, but they are not named. You will just be confused. You won't know the next one to select or the next one or which is what. You can just, if you hold down the shift key here also and select objects, they get selected. So back to what I was trying to do. So here we'll be using this section. Can you see this section now? This section is here in our property panel. The left alignment, the center alignment, the right alignment, the top alignment, the vertical center alignment, the align bottom, and other options like the distribute vertical spacing and distribute horizontal spacing, the tidy up. There are so many other options. But right now, I want to start from the basics, aligning objects to the left. So I would select these three squares and we would push this button. We'll be pushing the align left button. Align left button, this one here. I'll be pushing this button and boom, automatically all the items just got snapped to the left. Let me undo that. Look at how they were before. They were all scattered. But as soon as you press that button, they all get snapped to the left automatically. If I want to snap all this to the right also, 1, 2, 3, if I should press this right button, it all gets snapped to the right. Now, you will notice something. It gets snapped to the right, but the spacing is still weird. like what's happening here? This spacing is not supposed to be like this. That is where distribute spacing comes in, distribute vertical spacing. So you will press this drop down arrow here for more options, and you hit this button, distribute vertical spacing. Automatically, it adds the same number of spacing between them. And this is the spacing that it added. It added 81 pixels between each item there. 81 pixels have been added. Let me see. I have 4 questions. So please, I tried to copy and paste, but it didn't work. It isn't because of it. If you try to copy and paste, it's supposed to work. Copy and paste should work. But I would show you that now in a bit. Let me quickly just talk about this. I've talked about the left alignment, about the right alignment. Now, if you want to align to the center, the same thing applies. Select the items you want to align, and it's the center alignment. It snaps everything to the center, but the spacing are not perfect yet. So you can just hit on this button to distribute the vertical spacing, or just say tidy up. So it should calculate the average number of spacing it has there and give it that average number. See, the spacing here is different from the spacing here and from the spacing here. This is aligned left, aligned center, aligned right, left, center, right. Now, I'll change the colors of these guys, and I'll change the size, their sizes also. Let me extend this. Let me extend this. Yes, I wanted it to be different a bit. And let me change the color. So we have red color. Hey, where is my blue that I used the other time? See if I can find it. Oh, no. Okay, red color. Let's use this one as black. And this one remains this. So if I select these 3 items and we decide to align everything to the center vertically, look at this. This is what will happen. So everything is stacked on top of each other. It will stack the item on top of each other, and they will all have the same center. They all have the same center. The rectangle, the smaller square, and the bigger square. They all have the same center. So that is what align to the center does. And align to the bottom, almost the same thing. It stack everything down below. That's just what it does. So those are what this arranging of objects does. It helps a lot when you are trying to arrange objects and you have a list of objects and you're just trying to balance all of them. Instead of you squinting your eyes and using your mouse, it would help you align the objects easily. Now, if you want to copy and paste, very easy. If it's an image you are copying, if you are copying from outside of Figma, copy the image from outside of Figma. When you get to Figma, click on the canvas. You have to select the canvas or select where you want the image to be pasted. If it's on the canvas or on a frame, select where you want it to be pasted, then Ctrl V, paste the image. It will appear. If it's a tool also, if I copy this now and I paste it, if I copy it and I paste it, it is going to paste it on top of it. That is where I have selected. That is where it will be pasted. But if I decided to copy it here and paste it somewhere else, let me select this now and paste it. So it pasted it somewhere else where I selected, and I copied it from here. So that is how copy and paste work. You have to select where you wanted, where you intend to paste it. Have I answered the question? If I've answered the question, just say yes. Thank you. Let's move on. Frames. We have 3 basic frames on Figma. Not 3 basic frames. We have plenty frames on Figma. We have the mobile frame, the tablet frame, and the desktop frame. After these 3 frames, we now have a whole lot of frames again. Now let me press the frame button. We have the presentation frame. If you want to create a presentation like a PowerPoint slide, we have the smartwatch frame, the paper frame, that's the paper size, A4, A5, A6, every paper size. The social media frame, that's the frame that is cut in the size of Instagram post, Facebook post, blah, 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 blah. For Figma community also, there is a frame also for plugin icons, banner header, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. So, but the basic frames that we use as product designers are the phone, the tablet, and the laptop frame. Those are our basic frames. Those are most of these. Oh, sorry about that. Ctrl Z, undo, bring back undo my last action. Thank you. So something deleted. All right, so that is how frame works. Every frame has its own dimension. Every frame has its own dimension. That is, this frame here right now is, let me see, 390 by 844. That's the dimension of the frame. And I think it's an Android frame. This should be an Android frame, or let's see the dimension of what we have here. Any 390. Oh, that's iPhone 13 and iPhone 14. That's the size of iPhone 13 and iPhone 14. 390 by 844. And the tablet frame, I keep clicking on this. The tablet frame also have its fixed dimension. Most tablets are of this size, 1024 by 1366. The desktop frame have its own dimension also. This is for a large screen desktop. The default desktop frame, let me go back to frame, and let's go to desktop. The default desktop frame is 1440 by 1024. That's the default desktop frame. 1440 by 1024. That's the default. Well, for a larger screen, a 16-inch screen, we have 1728 by 1117. If you open your Figma and you click on all these things, you will see all the dimensions that I'm mentioning, and everything is all there. You don't have to keep them in your head. They are all available for you to explore, as we have it here also. They are all available for you to explore when you click on frame on your Figma. Frames can be resized, and you can place item on frames. You can constrain item to frame. You can fix item on frame. Like I said, frame can be resized. So this is default desktop frame, a default mobile frame. And I decided that my design does not end there. I want my design to flow more downward towards the frame. This can happen. Can you see that now? A frame can be resized. All I need to do is just pull down the frame from the base of the frame. I pull down the frame. Let me undo that and let the frame go snap back to its normal size. Frame, snap back, undo, Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z. Yes, we're back. So all I just need to do is select the frame, and when your mouse icon changes from this arrowhead to two different arrows facing opposite direction, it means that you can either drag down or scale or drag up. Not scale. This is not scaling for now. You can either drag down to increase or drag up to reduce. Now, if you are here on this point here, that means you want to scale up the size of the object, or you want to increase the size of the object. If you decide to pull in from here, you increase the size on both sides. That's the length and the width and the height are increased at the same time. But if you are dragging this like this, only the height will be increased. If you drag from here, only the width will be increased. So as I said, you can constrain item to a frame. Constraint means that you are fixing an item to a frame. This item now, if you look closely, I don't know if you can see that, but this item is constrained to the left and to the top. To the left and to the top. That is what we have here. You can choose to constrain an item to the right, down, anywhere you want to constrain it. This is just constrain, or you can center the item so that the item is just centered. Anywhere you move it to, you can easily find the center. And there are grid lines on Figma. You see that every time I'm moving an object, this grid line comes up. That simple tiny red line is called the grid line. It helps you find your location. Now, it has helped me find the center of this frame. I am now at the dead center of this frame, and because my shape is constrained to the center, it's easier for me to find the center and fix it to the center. So you can constrain item to the top left and top right corner of the frame. You can constrain items. Let me zoom out. Let me pan to the right. Now, these items also are constrained differently. This is constrained to the center, constrained to the right, constrained. So anytime I move this frame, they all move together. They are all constrained. They are all fixed down there. You might not need to use it that much, but there are situations where that warrant us using it. The scale tool, one of the best tools on Figma. I use this scale tool a lot. I love using it a lot because it helped me increase the size of objects exponentially. Now, I have this object and I want to increase its size. I want to make it massive. So instead of me just coming here and tweaking these numbers, I can just easily use the scale tool. The shortcut for the scale tool on my keyboard is the K. If I hit the K button here, automatically my icon changes to this. Now, initially, let me go back to V. Sorry about that. Let me go back to V. Initially, look at this. The up arrow and the down arrow it looks smaller. It's just saying increase this up, increase this down, not scale it up or scale it down. But when I change this to scale now and I hit K on my keyboard, it changes, like it's double. That is, every action I take now literally doubles the size of my object. So if I pull this down, my object is growing massively. Now you can't see it because it's inside of a frame. Let me pull it out of a frame. So you can, oh, okay. Let's pull it out. Let's pull it out into the canvas. No. Yes, onto the canvas. So that's now I scale. So when I start scaling now, it grows massively. That is it. That is what the scale tool is for. So it helps you just quickly grow a shape, a text, whatever it is, an image, anything. Just convert, just change from the move tool to the scale tool, and boom, you can scale it up, scale it down, anyhow you want. And every side would be scaled proportionally. Like there will be no one side is bigger than the other. You can scale it from the center so that every time it's scaling from inside out. So all these are just there. So let's leave that. Let's leave that. Let's leave that. I want to finish this up before it's time. So layout and components. Okay. Layout and component, layout and component, layout and component. Okay, layout grids. When we start designing fully, we would work more on layout grids and how we use them, and component also. I think let's leave this out of our talks for today. We will talk more on this, or we will discuss this when we start designing fully. Okay, yeah, yes. Let me stop here, or let me put a pin inside of, let me put a pin on what we've discussed today and give room for questions. You can ask me anything, any question at all. Even if it's about your assignment, I will just explain how best I can quickly explain to you. So ask me anything. Question. Anybody have a question? Raise your hand. Drop a chat. Lois, I was able to answer your question about the copy and paste. You did not respond after I answered the question in earlier. I don't know if you had me. If you have any question, raise your hand so I can ask you to unmute yourself. 2 people are unmuted. I don't know if they have a question. Mary has a question. Mary, okay. Mary shoots. Let's start with Mary.
Hello?
Mary, let's have your question first.
Okay, it's concerning the assignment. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Mary.
Concerning the assignment. So, okay, in the case where you you pick a plugin. Let's pick an icon from the Iconify, and
Iconify,
you
okay.
want, yes, and you want to flip that. Let's say it's not giving the exact image you need to, but
It's
if you
not
flip
facing
it,
the side that you want it to
yes,
face. You want to flip it
and you
over.
want to flip it. So how do you, and I tried to flip it vertically and horizontally. It didn't work the way I wanted to do it. And I tried to use my external mouse. Something is wrong with it. So I tried to use the laptop smiles, and I was trying to turn it and I couldn't. So I was like, is there a better way to do it? I don't know.
There is. And
Okay.
you are actually doing it right. So let me quickly open up my Iconify right now. Iconify, let's go there. And I'll just pick it out. Or you can just give me the name of the icon you were trying to flip. What did you search for when you got the icon? Oh,
Okay, I think it was like payments. It was in payments. The icon for payments. There was a way that she flipped it. I didn't know how she flipped it. There was, I
payments.
don't know.
Ah, okay. I did not. I'm not sure I paid attention there. So let me just pick out this either of this card that we have here.
Okay, like the one that has like like a person by the side of the card. Let's see if we
This
can try to flip it. No,
this right.
yes, something like that.
Okay. All right. So the icons are so small, so I'll be zooming in a lot. Okay, yeah, we are here. So you want to flip it. Is it that you want
Yes,
the card to be on the right-hand side, or how
I
do you
want the
want
card
it?
to be up and the human down.
Oh, that is not flipping. That is not flipping. You are trying to edit the vector uh, of this, and what you're supposed to do is to get one that have the human up and the card down. There's no way you can flip this that it would get that done. Or even the type of icon selected here cannot give me that option. If I flip vertically, as you have said, if I flip vertically, if I flip horizontally, it will not work. So
Okay.
let
I
me
think that
give
was
me
the
a
same
minute.
issue I was having because there was how she flipped it. I don't know how she was able to turn it. So the our teacher of
I'm sure
last,
this was not the icon she used because there's no
yeah,
way.
it wasn't the icon, but it's something similar that she flipped.
Yeah,
Let's
that's why
say,
I said that one way for us to get that done easily is to come back to Iconify. I always tell my people, anytime you're on Iconify, don't just pick the first icon that you see. Take your time, explore other pages. Okay, all right, this is terrible. We could not find any other thing on other pages. This is the closest thing to what you described. Yeah.
Can you
And
repeat?
the kind of vector that we have here does not support that. You can't have this can no. If you want to know if an icon can move or if you can manipulate an icon further, one of the ways that you can know is if you select the vector of the icon, you would notice that this vector, everything here was created as a single element.
Okay.
So it's a single element. I can't move anything here. Can you see that they are not separate? They are a single element. They are both together. So if I try moving anything here, it would not move. It has been added together. It has been grouped together. I can't even ungroup it because I am not the creator of it. So the only flipping that can happen here is to flip it to the left or to the right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only flipping that can happen here. To the left or to the right, or you flip to the top or to the bottom. Horizontal, vertical, those are the flips that can happen to this. So maybe you look for a better icon or you manage this like that. So next question, I think Taufika is the next person that has her hand raised initially. Oh, Taufika is not here. So while we wait for Taufika, Gladys, you have the floor. I think I have some questions in the chat.
Okay, I think the icon that she was
Someone
talking
said
about.
rotate it. If you rotate it, it will still not work. Rotating will give you this. I want to just show you how this is what rotating will give you. Nah, it will not work. Okay, Gladys, shoot.
I was saying, I think the icon she was saying is still under payments, but on the second page.
Oh, okay. So that means you should look for the icon under payment on the second page. Okay. Thank you very much for that, Gladys. Thank you for that. Yeah, some icons are very hard to find, but as I've said, you have to be creative enough, or as she said in last time, you have to be creative enough in searching for the icons that you want. Okay, how do I import image on Figma? Very easy. I've told you, I have explained it earlier. You can import image by using this. You can import image by using this. That's this section here. And select place image. When you select place image, it opens up your system. I don't know if I have any, if I have an image I can place here, an image that is just, oh, okay, yeah. I found a random image. Random image. Okay, and you say open. So automatically Figma opens this and says, click on where you want to click or drag to place your image. So if I just say, place my image here. Okay, it's adding my image already. All right, sorry, network. I think the network is a bit slow. So this is my image. Hey, it has added the image. So all I need to do is now drag how I want it. And my image is already on Figma. So, or as I've said, copy your image. Copy the image and paste it. That is easier. Copy the image from wherever it is, select your canvas, paste it on it, and you will see it. Yeah, someone said, try pick two separate elements and reorder. Yes, that can work also. You can pick two separate elements. You can pick a profile image that is this person here, the person only. If you look for profile, you're supposed to find something like this and pick the payment, a card from the payments, then place them on top of each other and reorder them. That can work. That can work also. Taufika, you were supposed to ask a question and you disappeared. Are you still on the call? If not, or if you don't have a question again, no worries. My image was not pasting, no. I don't know why. Your image will paste. If you copy the image, I will repeat it again. Copy the image, select where you want to paste the image, paste it, or import the image the way I did it. Select place image in device. Look for where the image is on your system. I'm looking for another random image that I have here. Image. Why can't I just find any random image that I can paste? That does not relate to anybody. Okay, another hand is raised, another hand is raised, another hand is raised. Give me a minute. I'm just trying to, so you select open image. Automatically, this comes up. While this option will tell you it is adding your image. That means it's downloading your image on Figma. Remember, Figma is an online tool. So most of the time, everything has to be uploaded before you can see it. So image has been resized. You can just click on place all. And once you click on place all, it should just place your image. Okay, now you place my image where I do not want. You place it on top of what I was initially doing. So image placed. Let's delete that so that we can see what we are doing. Oh, yeah, that's possible also. Images can be in wrong format also. Figma accepts so many formats. I believe you guys know image format. We have the PNG image, that's the portable network graphics, PNG, portable network graphics. We have the JPEG, that's JPG. That's the default image that comes out of your camera and you snap an image. We have the SVG, the scalable vector graphics. And we have the GIF image. There are so many different formats for images. So try and make sure that you are using the right format. Olowola Happiness, you have the mic. Happiness, you have the mic.
Okay, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Happiness.
My question is, when you have a color on your, like your background has a color, and then you are trying to like blur a part, like
Blur
probably
the
like
part.
a shadow. I don't even understand. Like, yes, you're trying to blur a part. Like I have a rectangle now.
Okay, I have a rectangle.
Yes,
I'm doing a rectangle right now. Okay, so let's give our rectangle a color. I'll give my
I have
rectangle.
like probably an orange color, and I feel it here,
Okay.
maybe blue. And maybe like the right top corner of the rectangle, I want it to be like a lighter shade.
A lighter shade.
Yes.
Okay, there are options for that. You can use this option, gradient option for that, by saying, okay, I want this right hand corner, right hand corner, right, to be a lighter shade while the rest are this. So the right hand corner, this is the option for the right hand corner. Then instead you select a lighter color for the right hand corner. Can you see what is happening there now?
Yes, yes, yes.
So you can use that. You can use that. That's option A. Let me delete this. Let me give you another option also. Oh, I deleted the color totally. Let me add my fill back. Let's add our blue back. There's another option also, but though this, I hardly use this, or I use it sometimes. So you draw a circle in here. Let's just say you just want to have it to look. Oh yeah, I did not explain stroke and effect. So let me just use that to quickly explain effect. So let me change the color here to white. And I'm adding an effect. I'm adding a layer blur effect. Pay attention to what I'm doing here. And I decided to just make this 200. Oh crap, that's too much. 120. What happened? I can't see anything again. It's supposed to give an effect there and everything just disappeared. Okay. Oh, I guess I was going too high. So can you see that now? So you're just giving like a brighter effect on that side. I think I went too high for the color I chose. Can you see that?
Yes, yes, indeed.
So this option can work also. It just gives you that. So there are different options. You are a designer, freestyle design. So
All right, thank you very much.
next. You said what? Do you still have more questions? Happiness.
No, that's fine. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Lovely. Can I hear you?
Okay, thank you, sir. The problem I had so much, it was my first time of trying Figma,
Wow.
was
welcome.
when I anything on my page on the page I was working on, I'll discover that it will be at the back. And then I'll be struggling to see how to, I don't know whether you understand what I mean.
I understand what you're saying. So let me show you how to fix that. So this is an item I have here now. Remember, I added this icon before I added this. So to solve that easily, always add the item that you want, or try to arrange your item chronologically. That is, if this is the background, add the background first before you add your icon. Now, I've added my icon before I added this background. So if I place this icon on this background now, the icon will go to the back. By default, Figma arrange things as first in, first out. So the last object is what will be on top. So now you have to order your object out now. There's a shortcut for it on the keyboard. It is like the I don't know how to call it, the curly bracket, the curved bracket, or you right click on your mouse and bring to front. Right click the object on your mouse and bring to front. So when you do that, the object comes to the front. So that you do that, or you right click this background that is blocking the object that you want and send to back. The two options work. Let me add this one also now. So I can select this now, and I will say send to back, and we won't see it again. It's already at the back. So if I select this now, and now send this one also behind it, it will show up again. Lovely. Do you get that?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Do we have any other person again that have question? Do you have any other question again? Let me check the chat room. Okay, look, I've answered Lovely. I've answered Mary. Anybody again? Do we have any other question? Taufika, yeah, I've been looking for you. Your question, please.
Hello, sir. Good evening. My question is, if I want to import icon from Iconica, is it going to be import as icon or import as component? Because I noticed that some icon, if I import them, they would like maybe like this profile icon now, it has 2 elements. So it's possible that for me, like I can move one of the elements. Why is it like that?
Let me give you guys a tip here. I know why you had that issue that you just described now. We've all been there. In fact, that happened to me a whole lot of time before I figured it out. And it has been, it was a pain. It was very, very painful for me initially, but I eventually figured it out. So let me quickly help you guys bridge the gap. Now, when you select an icon, let me use the profile that you said. Every icon on Iconify was not designed by the same person. Iconify literally sourced free icons everywhere, and they brought them all together. So all these icons are not designed by the same designer, so they are different. That is, sometimes some designers will design their icons, they make it editable, they make it, you can move things around in the icon, you can change icons, but not all of them. So let me just pick this guy. I don't know who designed this, so I'll just pick this and drag it into my frame. So now we have this icon. We have this icon now. Can you see now this icon? If I decide to inspect this icon and see it, the designer grouped 2 items together. The ellipse tool and a rectangle that was curved. So I can accidentally move one of them out. If I select it and I drag it, I can easily accidentally move it out. So let's not do that. Let's not allow that to happen. Anytime you're interacting with an icon that you import, always select the frame. Icons are embedded in a frame. This is the symbol for you to identify frame. Look at this. This stroke that are crossing over each other is the same icon for frame here. Always select the frame of an icon, not the vector of the icon. Let me repeat that. Always select the frame of an icon and not the vector of the icon. When you select the frame of the icon and you move the frame, everything moves together. But when you double click in and you are now interacting with the vector of the icon, then there can be fire on the mountain because you have left the frame. Now I've pulled this icon out of the frame. This is the frame, MC. These are the icons out here. I can easily scatter this icon and give myself a headache and start going over. That was part of my rookie mistake. I made that mistake a lot while I was learning. So always move the frame.
Oh.
Do you get that now?
Please.
Yes,
Sorry,
sir.
sir.
Okay.
If
Another question.
if that right up on top, it, that right up of the, because if you're using it to design, you don't want it to show. Is there any way of removing the right up of the frame?
Oh, it would not show. This is just the name of the frame. It's just the name of this tiny text here is the name of the frame. It's just helping you to identify the frame. It will not show on your design. When you are exporting your design finally, this does not exist. All this tiny text does not exist. They will not show up. Okay, lovely. They will not show up.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Tafika, you let me say something else. Yeah, shoot.
Okay, there are some icon that comes with a square frame. Like, so that it will show on my design. I'm not trying to delete it. Like, it's not always easy for me to delete the square frame from
Do
that
not
icon.
delete, yeah, do not delete the square frame of the icon. This icon also, yeah, comes with a square frame, but pay attention to something here. Look at the fill. If you can see my screen, follow my mouse, look at the fill section here. Can you see that something here, there's a fill here. Excuse me.
Sorry, sir.
All right, there's a fill here, but the fill is turned off. Let me turn it on so that you will see what I'm saying. Yeah, this is the frame. This is how the icon looked like initially. But the designer decided to turn it off so that we can only see the icon and not the frame. So if an icon comes with a frame like that, look for the frame or look for the feel of that frame and turn it off. This eye here now, you will close the eye. Once you close the eye, you only see your icon. The frame is invisible. And try and notice also if there's a stroke added to the icon also. If there's a stroke added to it, you start seeing a line like this. We don't want that. Remove it. Remove the stroke. Just turn the fill to invisible, or you can remove the fill also. There's no problem with you removing the fill. It's allowed. Do you get that, Taufika? Happiness, you have a question. You have another question. Shoot.
Yes, sir. My question is on this profile, this particular icon profile. We have two vectors in a single frame. Is it possible to like group them together to make them one entity? So in the case where you want to like mistakenly move one would not move, like so that you
Yes,
can
it's
move both
possible
of
to
them
group
together.
them. Actually, initially, they were grouped together. I was the one that separated it so that it can move. But even as is, when you group an item on Figma, you can still select an individual item, even when it is grouped. But the best way that I have found that solves that problem is select the two items, as I've just done, or as I've just did, then flatten the item. You right click on it. When you select the two items, right click on it and flatten it. So automatically I've turned it into a vector, and right now they are bound together for life. Can you see what just happened now? I tried selecting to move them, but I can't because I flattened it. It's now a single entity. Let me undo again, back to how it looked before. Before, it was, look at my layer panel here. I'm undoing now to go back to how it, before it was like this, two vector item, a circle and another vector underneath, and they are both separate. But if you select the two items and you right click on them, select flatten, it becomes a single element. You can see that here now it's not showing as vector one element, single element. So you can manipulate it anyhow you want now, and you can use it anyhow you want now. It will not separate again. They will both move together anywhere you move them to. Does that answer your question, Happiness? Happiness, any feedback?
All right, I understand now, sir. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, I believe there are no other questions again today. And I hope I've been able to help you guys complete your assignment. So let's all complete our assignment, because on Friday, we will be doing another design on Friday. We'll be doing another wireframe. We'll do a wireframe design, and we'll now convert it to a mock-up design also again on Friday. Then I will now give you my own assignments. It's very simple though. I will not stress you too much, but we have fun on Friday. So I just decided to use today to familiarize you again with every tool on Figma. Then on Friday, to be fun. So no other question, right? Okay. Oh, okay. 2 messages. Attendance. Attendance was posted earlier. I don't know if you guys missed it. Please check out for the attendance again. It was posted earlier. I saw it. I saw the link earlier that Africa posted it. So in the absence of no other question, it's been nice hanging out with you guys. Thank you. So on Friday, let's all get ready. Friday will be a design along class. I'm repeating that now. Friday class will be a design along class. That means we will all design along. Maybe I think what I would do is create a Figma file and invite you all to the Figma file. We will all design along, and I will show you the design. Then we will all design along also. And any question that is coming up, you can ask me in real time, and I answer you guys. So nice being here again. So let me stop sharing my screen. Attendance link has been posted again. Fill it out so that we all can be known to have been here. Thank you very much. Okay, I think now that I'm available and I'm back on my phone, I want us to do an exercise on Slack. This time around, I'm already typing it on Slack like this as we are speaking. So we'll do an exercise on Slack. I want us to get to know each other better. So I will start by reintroducing myself to all of you. I told you guys to network, talk to each other, get to meet each other, but I think we've not done that. I mean, I want to know more of you. So I will reintroduce myself to you and tell you 3 interesting things about me, or the 3 interesting things people have told me about myself. And we will all do that. So I will expect that everybody would add their own comments to my post. Let's get to know each other. Let's see if we have some interesting things in common, so that maybe there'll be something for us to discuss in my DM later. So thank you very much for this class. I am the co-host. That means I will be the one ending the class. So let me start by ending the recording.